Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga playthrough. So we are here on Bowser's ship and we're going to be, I think we'll be getting our passports next. So there's a couple of Bowser baddies here that are just kind of talking. And these guys are kind of useful because they give you information on how to jump. So obviously jumping that way. But this isn't really a walkthrough type tutorial, or I mean a walkthrough type series, so I won't go too deep into that. But anyway, these blocks are always kind of annoying. You just kind of have to hit A, B back and forth and then hope that they get hit. And it's not so bad now because I don't have any other power-ups for A and B, but once we get more, sometimes you'll hit this one, then you forget you need to reset your power-ups to be able to jump. I'll show that when I get to it, but anyway, so we need to keep a lookout for that guy that we helped in the last video. He's after this point, so let's talk about getting a passport. No, okay, so we need to walk over here and he'll make us get a passport. Okay, so we'll step on with Mario first, and now I'll be able to make some funny faces if I push up, down, left, or right on the control pad. Not like that one. Nope. Nope, nope, this one, there we go. There we go, that's the one I want. Okay, now this is telling us how to switch between the characters, so we want Luigi in front, and let's see. Luigi, I think you can get a funnier one. What other ones are there? Let's do this one over here. Yep, that's a good one. Okay, so if we open up our passports, Mario is serious, as he normally is, and Luigi is the kind of terrified goofball that he was always born to be. And now we're gonna get a mushroom, and before we go forward, let's get this here. Well, we'll need more mushrooms. And let's just skip past this guy's dialogue. I think he's gonna give me... I forgot what he gives me here. Ah, there we go, a 1-up. Now hopefully I won't actually have to use those 1-ups too much, but we'll see. It's been a while since I've played this game, and man, I still love it as much as when I first played it. Okay, so now I think we learned the basics of combat. Which we've already done, kinda, so it's kinda weird they're gonna be teaching us all over again. And now he's going to tell us the deck is up ahead, and need to make sure we don't slow down Lord Bowser, so we need to learn how to fight as a pair. Now, unfortunately, if I say no thanks, he won't accept that as an answer, so we actually have to do the fights here. So we'll just try to skip through a lot of this guy's dialogue, because basically A jumps for Mario, B jumps for Luigi, and oh yeah, we're gonna be learning comboing, or I mean countering here. And then I think he's gonna, yep, that's how you can do more damage to this. Whatever. Okay, so the thing about these games, and I've kind of had this philosophy for any turn-based strategy game, if you can even call this a strategy game, but ouch, jeez. Anyway, I've always had this philosophy for these turn-based games where it's better to take out one guy than it is to try to deal damage to everybody equally, and the reason for that is because if you take out one guy, then you have one less source of damage from the fight, and that can sometimes be a lot more useful than finishing them all off at once. And I mean, there's a few times when it's just like so easy to kill them that it really makes no sense to take them out one at a time, but in this case, because it's been a while and I need to get used to the game again, I'm probably just gonna do that philosophy that I use. And it's kind of funny because I'm not a fan of JRPGs on a whole. Like, I don't know, I just don't really like, especially the turn-based ones, I don't really like them all that much. And let's get Bros points up. And my friend was making fun of me because I like this game so much, and it's pretty much a turn-based style game like JRPGs are. But I told him the difference is you can see the enemies in Superstar Saga and you can counter them. And you can do that more often in JRPGs these days, but in the old ones anyway. Nah, not so much. But I am playing Xenoblade on the 3DS and I'm liking that a heck of a lot more than I thought I would. So that's a pretty good JRPG. And then of course there's the remake of okay, now we're gonna learn how to jump into battle. Alright, anyway, then there's the remake of Final Fantasy VII coming up, and that game is looking pretty cool, and I was a little bit skeptical about it at first, just because I didn't want to do the whole turn-based thing again, but since they've modernized the combat a little, I'll probably definitely get that one. Okay, so again, we learned we can jump on enemies and we can deal damage to them, but if they hit it, or if they're like spiky enemies, then dang, I should have killed that guy. That's annoying. Anyway, if they're like spiky enemies and you jump on them, you can take a couple of damage, and if someone in the back gets hit by an enemy, then they get knocked down for a little bit of the fight, and getting knocked down is pretty dang annoying, so... anyway, so Stash is... I guess I should go over the stats a little bit. HP is obviously your hit points. These are for some special moves we won't be getting for a while. Power is the damage you deal. Defense is the damage you take. Speed is, well, that'll decide how fast you attack in battles. I don't really find that too important. Stash is cool because this determines the amount of lucky, or I guess crits, that you get inside the battles. But I think I'm going to raise Luigi's power. And I think the way this works, if you... Dang, one? Really? If you put a bunch of stats into one... Like, if you put a bunch of level ups into one stat, then your chance of getting a high number is pretty low. So it's best to sort of spread them out, because by the end of the game, you probably will have more stats in that one that you wanted to focus on than you would have if you had just focused on it. And somehow I jumped totally through the Goomba. Okay then. I don't know. Anyway, being knocked down isn't too harmful unless the guys are faster than you. Then it can be a little bit painful, but... if I can get used to playing this game again, we'll see what happens, and maybe hopefully I won't die too much. Okay, so let's go meet Bowser up on the bridge, and I was right, this is taking about 10 minutes. I think we'll get into the Stardust area before I end this video, because there's still kind of a cool sequence coming up here. And I think it'll update. Yep, there we go. Saving still takes a little while. I'm kind of surprised with that. And then there's barrels and boxes in the way. So anyway, let's move them out of the way with this crane, and then we should be able to get up to the deck pretty easily. Oh, that's right, Luigi gets captured. Forgot about that. You know, to this day, I can't decide if Fawful is male or female. I'm pretty sure Fawful's a female, but I don't think it's ever really that clear. So anyway, this is where we're going to be learning a few of the mechanics that some bosses and other fights will use, which will tell you which enemy that they're going to be attacking. So in this case, the text will be green or red, depending on who Fawful wants to shoot balls at. And it's going to change a little bit once we get to the second part, but I'm just going to skip past Bowser's dialogue, which is probably the only time he's actually helpful to Mario. Then again, he was, well, I don't know, maybe he wasn't too helpful in Paper Mario, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I've been asked a lot before, do I prefer this or Paper Mario, and I think the Mario and Luigi series is way more fun for me than the Paper Mario series has ever been. And I like Paper Mario, the one on the 64 was really good. I never actually beat the one for the GameCube, the Thousand Year Door, and I had that one recorded, but it just, I don't know, it just dragged on, and it was like 36 hours, and I probably should have beat it, but I don't know, I could play these games all day, but not so much for Paper Mario, which I'm hoping maybe Paper Jam will change that for me, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, here's the second phase of Fawful, so she's, or it, I guess, is going to be attacking us with a few different attacks because his headgear is now gone, and that is dead. Those sounds still bring back memories from when I was like, I had to have been like 12 years old when this game came out, I don't even remember. No, I must have been 8 or 9. Dang. This game came out so long ago. Okay, so here we are in Stardust Planes, I believe is the name of it. And there's another... I guess I'll end the video here. I'm trying to decide if I should do the next area in one video or not, and I think I will. So, Stardust Planes is pretty cool. This was one that I mastered so frequently inside that Target shopping area when they had this game on demo. But anyway, that'll be it for this video.